Capricorn. Thank you for joining me for your January 2019 Astro Tarot reading. I'm shuffling a new deck called The Everyday Witch. Massive book included in here, but the tarot deck is the same size. That's by Deborah Blake. There is a little bit of outside construction going on in my development, so I apologize if you can hear that, but I'm pressing on with my recordings. So this is what the back of the deck looks like. Look how cute. Come on. I love it. Let's get into eclipse season. You are a major player in the action that's happening in the month of January and the whole year, because you have Saturn in your sign, your ruling planet, and Pluto. And starting on the 2nd, Saturn will go exactly conjunct the sun. And you have the first house impacted strongly, and Capricorn has been receiving a guidance and redirection, and how to redirect and change the life, the lessons you're getting, the feeling that something needs to change. Pluto, change. Saturn, redirection, stimulating knowledge and the desire to hire yourself. Mercury is involved. Mercury enters your sign on the 4th of January. A lot of mind crunching is happening. Saturn wants to reposition you in conjunction with Pluto. And I feel like Capricorn is thinking of ways of how to completely change and elevate the life path. And obviously, in a positive way, Mercury gives ideas, data, insight in dream life as well. Just because it's in the first house doesn't necessarily mean it has to be during the waking moments. Use the beginning weeks of the month to reflect on what it is that you want and where you see yourself. Ignore what's happened already in the past and try not to focus on what you don't want to have happen. Our first eclipse in January occurs on the 5th, and it's our new moon partial solar eclipse, and this is at 15 degrees of Capricorn. So tread lightly on that day. It's not the day to take severe risks in physical activity, especially Capricorn rising. So make sure you watch your ascendant and your sun sign and your moon sign for a full dose of the cosmos for the month. There is a clearing of the way for you in the beginning of this year to create your life. This new moon in your sign, halfway through, right smack in the middle of your first house or your solar first house, is saying, start fresh, start anew. We will advise you, we'll help you. There's a download offered to Capricorn in a major way, and I feel that it's meant to uplift what Pluto has been dragging down into the mud. And just because you have that malefic energy in your sign, it doesn't mean things can't work out for you at all. It means you're forced to work harder. And I know you're tired. I know it's exhausting when you deal with Pluto and feeling like 2 steps forward, 3 back. This eclipse is here to give you an inspiration, an aha moment. So pay attention to what you're thinking. Mercury's involved, what you're thinking about in the first week of this month, but allow the month to occur. We have another eclipse on the 21st. Right after you are inspired on the 5th, the 7th Venus enters Sagittarius in your 12th house of insight, intuition, reflection. I want to say your clairvoyance and your clairaudience is heightened, and Venus is brings attraction to the 12th house of insight and psychic ability. So I think Capricorn is alleviated from some of the pressure with Saturn and Pluto through inspiration, insight, and a channeled light at the end of the tunnel. So you can receive what you need, some inspiration here to make this year what you want it to be. On the 20th, the sun enters Aquarius in your second house of income and confidence and self-value and self-worth and what you are receiving out of your life and what you're getting paid to do. So this idea that you're getting in the first 3 weeks could help with an opportunity to prosper you come the 20th of January. The following day after the sun enters your second house of finance, on the 21st, we have our full moon total lunar eclipse at 0 degrees of Leo, the very beginning mark of that sign. And it's not the first time we've experienced these 0 degree experiences. This is the last eclipse Leo will have out of a series of 4 to 6 of them. 6 eclipses, 4 in Leo. Major energy, and it's in your 8th house of shared resources. Who's paying you, Capricorn? And it's also your intimate connections. It could have a lot to do with a lot. So personal readings are important, but some of you are closing the door on intimate connections that have drained your resources, have drained your self-confidence, have pushed you down instead of picked you up. And I think Capricorn is no longer tolerating exhaustive energies from people in intimate connections or people that are in business responsible for paying you, or vendors who have 90-day plus invoices that are past due. You're cutting the cord on leeches and sucking you dry. This is a clearing in the 8th house. Some of you are experiencing an abstinence, and this could apply to sexual activity. There's a need to clear the physical self out. This is a detox energy with a full moon in the 8th house. So cleansing and detoxing could see huge benefits for you at this time. Not to mention the planet of detox, Pluto, is in your sign for years to come. Shed your skin is what I want to say, literally, like a snake would. Exfoliate your skin. Slough off all of the dead weight is what I'm hearing. S-L-O-U-G-H, that's a word, right? Slough? I think so. I'm kind of in my own channel mode. I don't even know if I'm making sense right now. Get rid of excess. Detox from the inside out, and that detox can start with how you think mentally and prepare yourself for change to come. Because you are blossoming out of this, like the phoenix rising from the ashes, Capricorn. You will soar out of this Saturn energy. On the 24th, Mercury enters Aquarius. So he leaves your sign and then is conjunct the sun in your resources sector, your money, your confidence, your shine is here. You're focused on what you're being paid, and it should be what you're worth. Elevate your worth by telling people what you need and what you want, not what they want to hear, what you need, what you are requiring. I'm feeling a little adamant, and I'm sorry if I sound so preachy. The energy I'm getting to express to you feels very determined. That's Saturn. Determined. Restructuring, Pluto, in this combination of them in your first house. Determined to get out of the darkness and head into the light. Let's see what's here in your tarot. I'm thoroughly shuffled. I love this deck. Wait till you see the pictures. And I'll be showcasing it on social media this month. So if you're not following me on Instagram or Facebook, even though I'm trying to get away from the Facebook a little bit, but I'm on IG a lot. It's Audrey Alison _ Astrology Tarot. And if you choose a private reading, consider your Astro Tarot reading a full 60 or 90-minute session with me. I also provide 10, 30, and 60-minute tarot readings if you don't want to include the astrology. But why not? Why not have the chart and the cards there in the session? But here are your cards for the month of January. Holy. Okay, Pluto. This is the card of Pluto. This is the death card, and that's that loss, that drainage. And it's just popping up to say what's good. There's an acknowledgement with this card that change is a comin'. Oh my gosh. Yes. What's that song? Oh yeah. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh yes it will. I just got super soulful on everybody. Okay, now don't be surprised if I pull that devil card, because that'll be Saturn if he shows up. But look, here you are, the King of Coins, Capricorn. You can have your wine and cheese. You can have your chocolate cake and eat it too. Oh, look, this king has mastered. He's got his vino, he's got his cake, he's looking at his property in the back. He's sitting on his throne, secure by animals, secured by the vines rooting him down. Property might become important to you. And the King of Coins has mastered his environment and occupation. So that's you. There's nothing saying you can't reach this goal. Just change what you've been telling yourself. And this conjunctive energy will restructure your life. It's just taking a while, but things can break through as soon as the eclipse happens, and that's on the 5th of January. You've got a decision. You've got choices. You've got options and opportunity. I love this card. With the Two of Swords, you could go one way or the other. You can get with this or you can get with that. There's the need to aim correctly here. Aim higher, shoot for elevating yourself. Go where the money is. Go where the attention is, or the limelight. I feel like you want to project yourself up and out of anything that's been repressing you, keeping you down. Oh my God. Okay, I just said that. The devil. You have one more card too. I just don't know what it is. This is Saturn. That is the card of restriction and what you're bound to. Forget your habits. Forget the pattern, your default programming that's in your mind. Tell yourself something new. If you're creating your life, why not make it a good one? And you have more control over this than you may feel in the initial stages of the month or up until this point. One more card. I knew that was going to happen. Seven of Swords. You might not take everything with you in a property move. And some of you are considering relocation as a part of this significant change, and working from home. You can't take it with you. Not everything. Choose wisely what you need and leave a few things behind. You can't work on everything all at once. And make sure that you are honest in what you're taking out of jobs or doing with property. There's no need to be thieving or taking anything that's not yours. That's not a message for everyone, but some of you might know what I mean. Be honest in your approach, and if you're leaving jobs or homes, give the appropriate notice. No cutting corners. Saturn doesn't like that. Saturn won't allow you to cut corners anyway. But I have no doubt that you'll have options. It's not the same old, same old. This year is definitely not like the last. And you have a redirection ahead of you, Saturn. Capricorn. I feel like I'm talking to Saturn because your ruling planet has such power this month. And starting on the 2nd, when he's exact the sun, I feel like you'll start feeling what needs to be switched up almost immediately. Happy New Year. And happy solar return for those of you born in January. I'm wishing you a beautiful month. And should you require private counsel, I'm at audreyalison.com. Remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.